Alright, welcome back to the video on the 2007 Yamaha YFZ450. This is part 2. Part 1, we picked up this thing for $1,400. It was completely disassembled in pieces. And then last video we got the whole engine together and put it in here and then did the first start. If you guys missed out on that video, go check it out. Here was the old engine. You can see it lost a valve and did a bunch of damage. But it came with a different engine and we went through that engine and got it running. So today's video we are going to be adjusting the valves. Last video kind of sounded like the top end was a little bit rattly, so I took off the valve cover again just to see if it was a timing chain, and the timing chain looks nice and tight, so I don't think it is the cam chain at all. So it's probably the valves, and they were on the looser side, the valves were, so I'm guessing that's probably it. We're going to be shimming those up. And then we are going to be replacing the A-arms. You can see the A-arms on the front of this thing are a little bent. You can see this one's bent. And then this one's all crunched up. So we've got some replacement ones. They're just OEM stock ones. So nothing too fancy, but they look to be in better shape than the other ones. So, and then we're going to be reassembling everything and getting this thing completely assembled and then taking it for the first ride. So stay tuned for that, it should be fun. All right, we got the cams off. Just gonna take a magnet and get these shims out. So you're just gonna, like that. And the shim should come right out. Just like that. So you can see the shim down in there. And we measured these to be, I think it was 0.015 inches. So it needs to be 0.01 at the maximum. So these need to be shimmed quite a bit. So here's the shim, right in there. We're going to measure that guy. And then we're going to make the shim bigger because the gap was too big. So many millimeters this guy is. 1.85. Let's see if there's a marking on it. A lot of times there's not a marking. So you have to get your feeler gauge out and measure. And take a couple measurements because sometimes they can be oval. So like 1.85, 1.84, 1.85. And the measurement was 0.015 inches, so that is 0.381 millimeters, 0.381 millimeters. And we want to go to 0.009, which is 0.229 millimeters. So that's 0.152 difference that we need. So if this is 1.85 right here, we need a difference of that much, so we need to add that to this number. So we're going to do plus 1.85, and we're going to have pretty much exactly a 2 millimeter. So we're going to get our shims out. See. And do we have a 2? We do have a 2. So the 2 is going to be, this is the closest one to it. And we'll measure it to make sure. These shims are really far off, usually. So we need exactly 2. That's 1.96. 1.95. So go up to the next one. See if this is closer. Oh, that's perfect. So we're going to go with that shim. You can see it's 2. So this is the shim we're going to replace, and then we're going to repeat that step for all the shims. Alright, valves are all set to the middle spec. So the intake are set to 0.005 and the exhausts are 0.009. So everything is perfect now. We shouldn't have any top end noise. Timing chain is tight, so if there's top end noise, there's something else going on. All right, let's see what she sounds like. Alright, that sounds better, I think. We'll let this run for a bit. See what happens. Sounds good. No noise on the top end at all. Alright, it's running good enough to where I'm going to put on the plastics, get the battery in, and get this thing all set up. We got the lights working as well, so we got all those mounted up. Alright, we pretty much got all the plastics back on. I forgot to put the heat guard that goes in the front of the tank down, so I had to take everything back off, but we got pretty much everything done. We got the air box lid on, we got the guard for the chain and the brake on down there, and then we're working on the A-arms right now, so I'll take you along for that. We're getting off this bolt right here, and the bolt back there, and then this one that connects right to here, there, and then there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe 4 bolts that hold that on. So it looks like this one is actually the bent one, the one that's straight. You can see it's very thin right there, so I think that bent up, because those, you can see how they kind of go like that. These new ones go like that too, so I think that's how they're supposed to go. I'm not going to use that one, that's pretty bent as well, but we're going to be using this one over here. That looks pretty good. So let's get these bolts off, see if we can at least. I don't know if I can get those off without taking off this rack right here. Getting that one off in there. That washer will come out once we take it off. We've got one more over here. I don't know if I can fit the impact in there. Nope. pound it. Well, I just looked at this, and this is the new one. You can see all the threads are messed up on it. So it doesn't look like we can use that either. That sucks. That's a bummer. Alright, we ended up getting one of the A-arms on. It was the worst of the two, but I guess it's a little bit better than the other one. I don't know if it was actually better or not, but well, we got that done. Now we've got everything put together. We've got the seat on, the battery in. Let's get some of these stickers off and then clean up this machine a little bit more. Alright, let's get some of these stickers off. Alright, here it is without the stickers, and it's cleaned up a little bit. I did the wheels, and then I did the plastics in the seat, and then some of the frames just to clean it up a bit. And I noticed we're missing the black, what's it called, insert right there on the other side. That's the only piece we're missing though. So, yeah, it's looking pretty clean. I do like the color of it. Pretty cool color. So yeah, this thing is good to go. One more thing we have to fix before we take it for the first ride is the brake. Front brake does not work, so I'm gonna open this up and see if there's any fluid in there. I have a feeling there's no fluid. But otherwise, it's almost time to ride this thing. See if there's any fluid in here. Looks like there probably isn't going to be. Oh, there's brake fluid in it. Just isn't pumping at all. Guess what we can do is crack the bleeder and see if any fluid comes out. Alright. Any fluid coming out? Oh, there's some fluid coming out. Let's see what happens when I pump it. Being pumped out. Okay, let's see. All right, that hardened up. You can't pull it back all the way. So that brake is working right there. Yep, both brakes are working now. So it just needs to be bled a little bit. Can't push the front wheel. All right. Yep, brakes are working good. We're gonna fill that up, cap that off, and the brakes are fixed. All right, well, I think the first ride is coming up. So it's been about a week since the last part of the video where we fixed everything up, and I was waiting for some bigger main jets to come in. So I rejetted this thing to, it is now running a 170 main, and then I believe it's a 50 pilot. So what was in it before was a 45 pilot and a 165 main. So I bumped up the main 5 and then the pilot 5 as well. And it runs a lot better. It starts up instantly, idles a lot better, and doesn't sound like it's running lean as much. It still backfires a little bit. I don't know what that's from. It could be the exhaust that's on it. I'm not really sure. Some people said this was an aftermarket exhaust. I'm not sure if it is or not. It kind of looks stock to me, but maybe it's aftermarket. So I'm thinking maybe the engine was big bored at one point, and that's why it was running lean. So when you big bore these, you need a bigger jet, especially the main jet. So before, when I was cracking the throttle, it would sputter and die. And when you put the choke back on, it would get better. So that kind of told me it was lean. I didn't change the needle position. The needle position was in the middle, so I think we're good there. It was also leaking oil out of the side over here, so I fixed that problem as well. So we don't have any more leaking. Everything is good to go. And then I tightened up the bolts right here. Those were loose on it. We don't want that chain coming off. That would be really bad. So I think everything is good to go for the first ride. Yeah, so without further ado, let's go load her up and see how she runs. All right, we made her out here. Time to test this thing out. $1,400 quad. We'll see if she goes today. We didn't look at the internals of the engine, so hopefully the crank is still good, and hopefully the piston and everything holds up, and we don't blow it up first ride, which we typically do. So we'll see. Let's get this thing unloaded and throw the GoPro on. Well, here's the finished product. A little walk around before we attempt the first ride. Looks pretty nice for 1,400 bucks. Cleaned up pretty good. We took off all the stickers. All right, we're gonna start her up, warm her up. And yesterday I jetted it, and it was like 35 degrees. Now it's below 0. So hopefully our jetting is still on. We will see here. Warming her up. We got the lights on. Sounds pretty good. Not too bad. All right, let's throw in the GoPro and take it for the first ride. It's been warming up for about 5 minutes now, so warm up a little bit longer. We haven't really run this thing too long. There we go. Riding position's horrible on this thing. So low. Feels so weird riding this. Uh-oh. what's happening now. Oh, sounds like we're running out of gas. I don't like that. Maybe we'll leave the choke on a little bit. Leave it on like halfway. Doesn't sound the greatest, does it? Huh. Are we still too lean? Like that. She just needs to open up here a little bit. Oh, what the heck is going on with this thing? Sounds like it's starving for fuel, doesn't it? Maybe it's got too much fuel now? We're just gonna send it though. I don't really care at this point. I mean, it's got enough fuel, it shouldn't blow up. Well, we're gonna put the choke on, see if that helps out. Sounds like it's running out of fuel. It's impossible though. The bars are hitting my knees. Oh, they're so low. I don't know what's going on. Who could ever ride like this? Uh-oh. This is deep snow right here. Running a little better now. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, what is happening with this thing? It's not shooting coolant out the back. It's not overheating, I don't think. Huh. She obviously needs some work yet. I don't like what just happened there. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Uh-oh. That does not sound good. Oh boy. Well, let's go get a jumper. I think we blew her up there. Maybe it'll fire right back up. Who knows? Let's see here. On. Run. Fired right back up, baby. Oh yeah. I don't know, maybe she's running too lean still. I don't know. It's sounding better in the engine. Actually, let's ride this up there. Saves me from walking. See, it just sounds weird. We'll take her on the road and see what happens here. Popping pretty good. Popping pretty good. Now we're going to try it with the choke on and see if that makes a difference here. So pulling out the choke, it just stopped instantly. So maybe we're running a little rich here. I mean, it goes pretty good. It's got power. Man, is that hard to tell. Maybe we'll try taking off the air box or the air filter lid and see if that leans it out a bit. I think that's what we're going to do next for testing purposes. Sounds like the battery's getting charged at least, so our charging system's working. But these bars definitely have to go. They're horrible. My knees are hitting. see it's popping pretty good. So now the airbox lid is off, and we'll try running it like that. Maybe it's being too restrictive. Alright, we've got the airbox lid off now. Sorry if you guys can't really hear me. I'm wearing a face mask. I'm gonna get frostbite if I ride still with the helmet on. Can't feel my face. Alright, let's see if it's any better here. I highly doubt it, but we'll see. Alright. Here. I don't think it's any better. What do you guys think? Doesn't sound like it really. Okay though. Doesn't die or anything. I don't know. I mean, it's not running horribly. Alright, so I think it's running a little bit better with that airbox lid off of there. It's not backfiring as much. I took it through the snow over there and it was going pretty good. I also raised the bars up. I don't know why they were so lowered like that. I don't know who could ride like that, but yeah, they're a little bit better now. So I fixed that, but we didn't overheat at all. The thing starts right back up. I mean, it idles all day long. So all the lights work. It's a pretty nice quad. The tires definitely need to be changed out though. Those are so bald. Barely goes through anything. But yeah, I'm thinking it's gotta be something with the carburetor causing it to backfire like that. I don't know if I didn't clean it out well enough, or if the jets need to be changed a little bit more or tweaked. But yeah, it's very, very close to running right. Just not quite. And it could be the Tors, like I said before, messing with something where it's maybe not correct. Or the, I know there's another switch down here by the carburetor that could cause issues, so maybe it's not tuned properly. It's some type of, it's like the throttle switch down here. Sometimes those have problems with the tuning and can be off, causing problems. But when I disconnect it, it runs a lot worse. So I don't think it is that, but who knows? Yeah, it's very close. For $1,400, I'll take it. It's definitely a good running quad for $1,400. But just needs a tiny bit more work with that carburetor, and I think it will be all set to go. But we will do that next video. We're probably going to swap in my other 450 carb and see if it gets better. If it does, I know something's wrong with the carburetor then, because that one runs perfect. So anyway guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry we couldn't get this thing to run perfect today, but I think next video we'll have this thing running perfectly. So anyway guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, stay tuned for next video, and until next time, we are out.